desktop or tablet at KFMA.com.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, June 19th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Happy Juneteenth.
Yes.
Juneteenth, everybody. And I'm going to break down some facts about Juneteenth and stuff because I know there's still a lot of people out there because it's still relatively new to them.
Yes.
You know, especially the gringo population.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is a national holiday. One that hopefully will be recognized by this company here soon so we can get the day off. They're really good at giving us all the holidays off. But Juneteenth, I will give them a little bit of leeway, knowing that, you know, it was just essentially put in the books here recently.
Last year, I believe.
Last year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's break that down. Okay, so,
right.
you know, what is Juneteenth, right? Well, Juneteenth is the day that slaves were officially free. Now, it was a long process and stuff, but essentially what happened is Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on September 22nd in 1862. And now went into effect on January 1st, which, you know, that was a long 5 months. If you were, sorry, that's not what I'm trying to do. And like if you're a slave, you're like, man, it's like I'm free, but now I gotta wait 5 months to be free. All right. Now slaves were not set free in the Confederacy until the Union Army was able to come in and take over. That was on June 18th, and then the very next day, June 19th. Is when they announced that slaves in Texas were free by the order of the President of the United States. Okay, so that's why we're celebrating Juneteenth. And Juneteenth has been a day that's been honored and celebrated by communities for generations. You know, this is a historical day, but yes, it was only last year or
2021.
2021. So 2 years that Juneteenth has become a national holiday. And here we are today. And there's a lot of places that are celebrating it and honoring it by closing down their businesses today. You'll see that. So don't let that catch you by surprise. And rightfully so. So, you know, a 3-day weekend in June, absolutely sign me up for it, especially honoring and celebrating something like this is a big deal. And so, you know, as we progress each and every year, I'm sure more and more businesses will recognize Juneteenth and then give their employees the appropriate day off so they can spend time with their family, friends, and whatnot, or sleep in. Yeah. So, well, you know, I mean, you know how we do it. Like, oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. That's cool. I'm going to get wasted. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. That's great. I'm going to get wasted. I mean, just give us a holiday and we're going to get wasted to celebrate it.
Yes.
You know, so I don't know if that's really paying due, but at the same time, you know, that's how Americans celebrate. So, you know, same thing, Valentine's Day, you know, I'm going to get wasted and cry and go to bed alone. Same thing, you know, getting wasted is the key to celebration. And that's my quote of the day. Go ahead and write that one down, kids. All right, we have a lot to get to today, including tickets for Mammoth WVH. Now, we talked with Wolfgang Van Halen last week, and I was not even given the heads up that Mammoth is coming to Arizona here soon. Where exactly? Well, the Rialto effing Theater.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. It's in town on August 22nd, and I'll be giving away tickets so you can see Wolfgang up close and personal. And since Wolfgang is coming to town in August, I'm sure we'll be able to link up with him in person. Past couple times when we talked to him, we always said off. So looking forward to that show, and they're going to be headlining at the Rialto on August 22nd. We'll be giving away first pair of tickets for Mammoth WVH today around 8 o'clock. We got so many things to cover, so let's get right into the music. Your Morning Morons coming up after Disturbed. Let's kick things off with Everlast on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. You know the name of the show. Let's go. Back here live. Oh, good morning, everybody. Yes.
Morning.
Yes, good morning, Weirdo. I thought I mentioned Powers in the show open, but I didn't. But yes, I did send an invite to Powers. We are at an impasse, if you will. And this has been brewing and bubbling for quite some time. And now it's at the point where it's like, okay, well, it's time to air out these grievances and see where each other is coming from and decide whether or not. I know he's lurking. I sent you an invite, Powers, if you're seeing this, to jump in the conversation. We'll have Todd pop in as well as moderator. We also, I was hoping Mari could come in today, and she was scheduled to come in, but her boy has a fever, so she doesn't want to get us sick. But yeah, we have an issue, and we've been butting heads for quite some time, and I don't want to get to a point where it's a negative energy where we actively dislike each other, because we don't need that in our lives where we're even spending a moment of that energy against each other. We're still in the orbit. There's a lot of things I feel like, I have my grievances. Obviously, I'm hurt, to be honest with you. And, and I've lashed out a little bit because of that. And that's been problematic. But then there's been issues on his end that I don't necessarily agree with either, and am mad at him for. So, and I apologize if I'm being vague, but I told him too. Look, enough of this bullshit bitch shit, right? This back and forth texting. Like, let's talk it out on the podcast. Essentially, we owe it to the audience who is seeing our friendship 100% be on the podcast. So I'm not going to be one of those morning shows that just all of a sudden doesn't have a character on the show anymore. And you're like, I wonder what happened to that guy. No, we need closure. I told him it's reality radio. That's what it is. And it's not just a catchphrase. It's not just trying to come up with a bunch of cheesy catchphrases. It's literally things that we live by. If you want to be successful in this medium, and I know he does, and that's part of my issue with him, is that he wants to achieve things, but he doesn't want to learn how to achieve things, right? And my personal grievance with him is he quits on things way too easily. And that's a lot of different issues. And he's a know-it-all, know-nothing, and I'm not trying to do personal attacks, but I'll give you an example, something that frustrated me while working with him. He told me he wanted to be the producer of the show. I'm like, cool, produce a segment. And he's like, why? Like, what the fuck do you think a producer does, dude? This is what you have to do. And when I tried to give him assignments like that, we butted heads, and it was an issue, and it was problematic. And this is what upset me the most, because I'm like, dude, I have no problem you wanting to achieve these things. I'm just letting you know what you need to do so you can do that.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, oh no, I'm a radio star. No, that's not how it works, dude. And when you do this, and when you do a morning show or you do a shift, like, on Saturdays, you don't just show up and regurgitate a bunch of cheesy catchphrases. You actually put in preparation and to execute this, to, boost engagement and listenership, active listening. There's a science behind it. And I've been a student of this game for a majority of my adult life.
Yeah.
And it's my pleasure to let anyone know who has a passion to do this, everything that I know, and point out my resources and stuff, to be like, this is what I do, and this is what the experts say you should do.
Yeah.
And it is a fucking ignorant person to say, no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to know that. I'll just do whatever. Well, sorry, whatever has gotten you nowhere. So if you really want to achieve an actual goal, then maybe you will take notes of the people who achieve these things, see what they did, listen to them, take that, and understand your intelligence doesn't translate and transfer into all different realms of expertise. You know what I mean? Even like, I'll give you an example, a stupid example, but an example nonetheless. I've done casino parties my entire life growing up.
Right.
Who doesn't know how to play blackjack? Doctors and lawyers. And are you going to consider doctors and lawyers stupid people?
No,
not by any means, right? But they have dedicated their learning to that field, and they are ignorant in other things,
right?
And that's fine. So, will he show up today? Probably not. All right. Every single day, this podcast and on air, I'm going to call him out. And it's like, no, we're going to resolve this, or at least hash it out. And at least, at the very least, be like, fuck you very much to both of us, and then we'll go our separate ways. But the reality is, I do have love for Powers as a person. I know he's like a sensitive artist. I do believe he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I think he's selfish in some ways, and I'm sure the same could be said about me. And I told Weirdo this, and I've said this on the air. I'm 100% aware that I'm not 100% in the right. I'm 100% aware that I am definitely wrong in many scenarios. Some of them I need to be pointed out to me.
Yeah.
Some of them I could see in retrospect, in hindsight, but this is real shit, and it needs to be addressed only because I definitely made him a fixture on this show and this station. And it's like, okay, you want to separate yourself from the show. Well, this station is attached to that show. Like, the point is, like, having him do an air shift on Saturdays on KFMA only benefits KFMA if he is a personality on this show. And he's not going to see it that way. But I'm looking at it in a way to keep listeners engaged, meaning that they're going to be like, oh, I recognize this person from the morning show. They're my friend from the morning show. That's the goal that we're achieving. And then so in theory, they're going to stick around and listen to him front sell, back sell songs. But if you completely detach yourself from the morning show, then you lose that familiarity and you lose value on the air. Right. So I want everyone who's participating on this show as a personality on this show to be able to have those opportunities to be on the weekends for the sake of fucking ratings, period. For the sake of the success of this station. And he won't grasp it. It's over his head because it's not his expertise, and that's fine. But it's mine. And everything that I've been doing has been showing that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, and somebody who grew up listening to the station, a fan of the station, like I was lost for a little while because, again, you talked about the familiarity and how it all comes together and wanting to be part of it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, we got Foo Fighters playing. I meant to stop it. We're live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/bevegan. All right. Well, I got that. So, yeah, I mean, that's the deal. And I'm very passionate about this station and the success of this station with everybody that's involved. That they have to be team players. But in full transparency, I have butted heads with people. I butt heads with Razor. I butt heads with Miguel. I don't even talk to Miguel. I've obviously butt heads with Frank. I butt heads. And the pattern is I butt heads with people I feel like aren't putting in the effort to do the job.
Okay.
Right. That's why when Powers was working on the show, I was butting heads with him because I was like fucking literally begging him to put together a piece or to at least look at the news cycle to be up to date with current events. This show is current events.
Yes.
So not just watch fucking reruns of 80s cartoons. Like if you want to be able to communicate in conversation with us on a regular basis, you got to have somewhat of an understanding of what's happening in the world around us.
Right. And that's been a challenge for me because I post and run on social, like I'm not on my phone that much, or we're out all the time where there is even no signal. So that's been a challenge for me to try to keep up with. It's not easy.
No, it's not. It honestly isn't. And I understand that's part of the challenge of doing this. But again, you want to do this. So you are taking the time and effort to do that. Same thing with Rico. I assign you guys both segments. You guys both execute them weekly without saying anything. And that's all you can ask for. And, there was we're butting heads, like a little power struggle. He's just like, I got many bosses. Well, I'm sorry. This is my team. I'm leading this team. Right. And so I'm the team leader. And in a way you could say that's a boss, but at the end of the day, no, I'm just a team leader. You're on the same team. We're all on the same team. And then there's going to be times where I'm going to be like, hey, I need you to do this for the team.
Right.
And, no one else has had an issue with it. He has. And whatever. I understand. It's a guy who wants everyone's attention. He wants to be a superstar, and more power to him.
Well, and you've also recognized, like, even when I brought up an idea and I'm like, I don't know how this will go. And you're like, no, let's do it. Let's go. And you know what I mean? And then there's another times that you're like, maybe not so much. Like it is this back and forth, give and take. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. I mean, I look forward to that. I cherish that. And, and there'll be times I say no, just through experience.
Right.
I know it failed or something that's going down another thing. But, this is an environment where literally everyone is like encouraged to contribute.
Yes.
and you get rewarded for it as well. Like, I will reassure you when you're on the right path. I will give you feedback when you need it,
air check you 45 seconds later. Which
Right.
is fine. Cause like in probably 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh my God, that was the worst. And I would overthink it. But now I'm just like, no, that's how you get better.
Yeah.
Like even explaining to my own kids, because yesterday we did the hiking and tried to do some climbing, and it wasn't fully super successful, but it was a learning experience. We know better now the next time that we go. And how do you get successful? You fall on your face a bunch of times.
That's right. You fail forward,
Mhm.
and you learn from all that. Yeah. So that's where it's at. And I'll tell you right now, like it is a burden that I'm carrying inside me. It has definitely affected my attitude, and I've been bummed about it. Some would even say depressed. It shut me down this weekend. It was on the back of my mind. He came in, he took the ring light for unrelated reasons. It's all fucking childish bullshit. So I want him to air it out and at least attempt to talk it out with you guys weighing in, so you could point out to both of us where we may or may not be wrong. I think that would be beneficial and healthy if he has the balls to show up. That is the only question. Hold on, we gotta get on there. Yeah. So that's the word. I got an open invite going out to Powers right now. If you know him, you could text him and say, hey, join the podcast broadcast, because you got to air out your grievances, man. You got to, both him and I are not seeing eye to eye, and we are actively hating each other, right? This is not good moving forward. I don't want to hate my buddy. So it's time to talk it out in front of all of our streamers who have developed friendships with us as well, so they could help point out where we're right and where we're wrong on both sides and move forward. All right. If not, that's some chicken S stuff. And this is not going to be the morning show that just has people disappear with no warning or any explanation whatsoever. This is the realest on the radio for a reason, and it's not just a catchphrase. We're going to be 100% transparent on this. Okay. So Powers, that ball is in your court. Invitations in your inbox, and that will continue to happen each and every day of the week until you show up. Straight up calling you out. Let's get into our TMI top 5. All right, these are the top 5 headlines I didn't get to yet, and and feel good Friday stuff on a Monday, surprisingly. All right, people on Reddit are talking about their favorite insults that don't sound like insults. And this is actually good timing for this, because we basically just write down some of our favorite ones. Then we can just throw them out. Like, here's an example. Favorite insult is, it's hard to underestimate you. That is. All right. Let's see. I got Todd saying you need to reset and change your diaper. And that's why I sent you an invite as well, Todd, because I do need that tough love. But I'm going to give you an insult that looks like a compliment. Has anyone ever told you you're doing a good job today?
Compared to what?
If the answer is no, just think about that. All right. Or it's impressive how you manage to stay so confident. So these are certain insults that sound like compliments. All right. New data has shown that millennials and Gen Z are lazier when it comes to their jobs than Gen X and boomers. This data is paid for by Gen X and boomers, for sure. And please don't get rid of us. They're automating everything as is.
Right.
All right. Mom in Detroit got her 7-year-old a Happy Meal that came with a box cutter instead of a toy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Now McDonald's are looking into what happened. Meanwhile, this mom can't get that box cutter out of her 7-year-old's hand. It's her favorite toy so far.
Just learning how to shank people. It's fine.
In Detroit, that's probably not the worst place to get out a box cutter. All right. An auto shop owner in Georgia has to pay 9 former employees $39,000 in back wages after losing a lawsuit. You may remember this guy. In fact, he went viral after, he dumped thousands of oiled covered pennies.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, in his former employee's driveway. So he got caught after he refused to give that guy his final paycheck 2 years ago. And once he did that and he filmed it, it went viral and they tracked him down. And now he has to pay $39,000 in back wages. So justice was served. And that's good news.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, a study on men's junk size found that America only ranks 60th worldwide. Yeah, but not Weirdo's house, because she puts them both together. And that counts.
I love my Hawks.
Yeah, so 60th out of 90 or so countries they looked at. and Ecuador is first.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I know there's a lot of women out there that believe that size matters. If that's the case, you're not going to find it in your own backyard. You're going to have to go closer to the equator. So, good luck. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We got your single song takeover coming up right after these words. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, no, I understand, Todd, that I'm sounding like bitchy and whiny, but this is a real issue. And I sent you an invite too if you want to put me in my place. But the reality is, there's some issues. Weirdo knows about it. I've been documenting it. I've been trying to delay the inevitable. But yeah, now it's at a point. And again, I'm just straight angry. I'm just straight up angry. Feel used. Yeah. Used and abused, and it's just the whole thing. There's certain things that annoy me. Like he wanted to distance himself from the show because he's trying to protect his brand, which is whatever. He's one of the dirtiest guys I ever met. But at the same time, he'll do his PSA show in the studio, move a bunch of shit around. I have stuff that I paid for. That annoys me because I just feel like it doesn't make sense, because there's two other main studios that have literally nothing on the walls, nothing on the counters, nothing that you have to reset. You just go in and press fucking record.
Yeah.
But this is a guy who, wants to distance himself from the show, but then be in the studio with the show. And it's like, hey, you pick one or the other, man.
Yeah.
So it annoys me.
It is a little odd.
Let's see. Manny said, hey, Beef, could it be that your butt hurt that Powers is getting popular on something that you brought a spotlight to and haven't been thanked? I wouldn't be following Powers if not for you. No, I mean, I want him to be successful on it. And, I don't know. I mean, that is actually a good question. I'm butthurt for sure. And I'm sure there's several reasons, conscious and subconscious, that I'm butthurt about. But yeah, it's one of those things. Let's see. Todd said, I'm good. I don't want to come justify you're throwing out dirty laundry in the recordings forever. I'm not throwing out dirty laundry. I'm trying to air out the grievances though, and have I been throwing, you need to stop me if I throw out any dirty laundry or cross the line. I threw out some jabs, I know for sure.
Right.
And I'll go on record and apologize and take those back. I am being a baby in some sense, but I am seriously, legitimately affected by this, and it is upsetting, But yeah, I mean, I'd rather have him come on, tell me all the reasons why I'm, like why he has beef with me. I'll let him know in return my reasons, and then hopefully find a common ground to establish this or like settle it and move forward in a positive way. Because again, we're still in the same building. I still got him on. I got him his job here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, and for me sitting here, I'm like, okay, what can I contribute to this? And, because obviously I knew Powers before I knew you and love Powers to death, but kind of like seeing this like kind of back and forth. And you talked about like, oh, let's get the perspective of who's right and wrong. It's actually an interesting thing of like, you both might not be right or wrong. It's just different opinions, different ways of going at things, and what is just going to be the best for everybody.
Yeah.
And I am a big fan of that, right? Because like in my household, we have 4 adults with 4 differing perspectives, opinions, philosophies, everything else. And that's where we find ourselves in our house is like, it's a neutral thing. It's not right or wrong. It's just okay, what's going to move forward and get this job done.
Right.
And everybody win as much as possible.
I'll tell you this. Gabriel says, Gabriel said a comment on Facebook, but I have had situations in the past where I've brought somebody in, tried to teach them and lift them up to where they would go and leave and then just basically copy everything I do unsuccessfully, right? While making me the asshole. And it's just like, dude, and it hasn't worked out for them. Powers is a different beast because he has his own set of skills that are good. But, I don't know. Maybe I am airing out laundry. I'm mad. I am mad, and the invitation is open for him to jump in and say something. If not, I mean, just every day of the week, I'm just throw it out there. And let's see. And then Taco said, both y'all just need to stop being petty. You're both grown ass men acting like it, right? And or we're both grown-ass men act like it. Well, another reason why I'm like, hey, let's talk this out. Let's
Right.
make this the public forum where we have a mediator in between and make, talk it out like men. What's the problem? All right, what's the problem? Let's solve this problem. Simple as that, right? And then wish each other the best. But the pettiness, the behind, like the back stuff and shit like that has gotten to me, and I'm over it, and it's an issue. But I am going to hit the reset here on that. Again, I called him out. That invitation is going to continue to happen each and every day until he shows up, and then if that's not going to be the case, and whatever, I'm going to keep doing it. And then you'll hear him on Sunday mornings doing his PSA thing, doing his best beef vegan impersonation. Again, was that a low blow? Was I okay?
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
A little.
All right. Well, see, I mean, I got some issues here, weirdo. I'm not 100% in the right. All right. Earlier this morning, we did F My Life. In case you missed it, what else? I'm like,
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
awkward.
It is awkward. Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air from this weekend here, you give us a call, 600-KFMA, 605-362, and Weirdo and I will weigh in on your F My Life situation. You ready, Weirdo?
Yes.
All right, first email sent to me by Tyler. He said, last week, I was talking to one of the advisors at my job about how almost everyone in the workplace who owns a Toyota has strangely been in some sort of car accident in the last year. Yeah, I happen to own a Toyota. Guess who was rear-ended at an intersection after leaving work?
Oh.
Yeah, F My Life for Tyler.
Yeah, and my family owns a Toyota 4Runner. Now I'm worried.
Well, I mean, they got good safety ratings,
They
so I
do.
wouldn't be too concerned. And, Tyler kind of put it out there in the universe as well. I'm not going to say it's 100% your fault, Tyler. But at the same time, if you see something fishy happening, shut up about it or it's going to happen to you. All right. So, but F My Life anyways. It sucks getting rear-ended most nights. All right. Next situation sent to me by Selena. She said, Saturday morning, my cat headbutted me awake as usual. I reached to pet him, but it wasn't his face I touched. It was the still twitching corpse of the disemboweled rat that he held in his jaws. Oh, brutal way to wake up, right? Are you going to throw up? You gaggy? Are you getting a little gaggy McGee?
That's so gross.
Talk it out there.
So gross. It's still twitching.
It's still twitching. All bloody and stuff. Guts all hanging out. Oh, nope. Don't yak.
Nope.
Don't yak
Nope.
now.
I'm gonna be fine.
So I'm going to assume F My Life, huh?
Mhm.
Fair enough. We'll move forward. Here, this one will cleanse the palate so you don't get too nauseous.
Okay.
All right. Peter wrote, today I got a hand crap from popping zits on my face.
Oh, no, that
no?
didn't make it
That
any
didn't make
better.
it any better? Okay.
No,
All right.
I am
Hold
not one of those people that like that pimple popping show.
Okay. All
Ugh.
right, well, my bad. So F My Life for Peter as well. All right. How about this one?
I'm not sure.
These last two aren't as queasy. Okay.
Okay.
I should have ended with those two. That would have been great.
Ugh.
All right, Doug sent me this email and he said, yesterday I was taking a pee at a urinal when a fly started buzzing around my head. It started getting in my face, so I tried to swat it away. After about 10 seconds of intense swatting, I looked down to find out that I urine all over my shoes and down the front of my trousers.
Control your fire hose, sir.
Yeah, right? F My Life for Doug?
Yeah, that sucks.
That didn't make you gag. That's good. So,
Okay.
yeah, definitely F Your Life. All right, and final F My Life for the day. All right, so Carlos sent me this, and I kind of relate to this pain because I do this all the time. I think this is a stoner FML.
Okay.
He said on Friday I was in a hurry to catch a plane. I got halfway to the airport and realized I forgot my phone. So I drove back to my house and I searched for it. I finally gave up and returned to the airport only to find out that I was 10 minutes late for my plane. Just then, my pocket vibrated.
That is super relatable.
Yes, F My Life,
Yeah.
110%.
I have done that. I have grabbed my phone, turned on my flashlight to find my phone in the dark.
I know. I think we all have had those moments of
God.
stupidity. So definitely F Your Life. Hopefully you got to your destination. Keep those emails That's your F My Life saying, yeah, that's a stoner move to do. Is when you're always looking for something, it's like in your hand.
Oh, or
Yeah.
ADHD for me.
That same thing.
Yeah.
Same difference, really. And I said it too. Like, I think I had a stupid joke where you might be a stoner if you spend 20 minutes searching for your keys only to discover them in your hand, you know? So,
Mhm.
all right, we got about 15 seconds. Gonna do the single song takeover. I'm doing Pennywise, Bro Him, which I'm pretty stoked about.
That one always makes me emotional.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's going out to the friends that you lost, whether they died or still living. Yeah, Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beef Vegan Presents. Time for the single song takeover. Going deep on this one, old school Pennywise, the Bro Him tribute, as you know. And this song always gets you emotional.
It does. I had a friend who was hit and killed on his motorcycle when we were 22. So yeah, and I've seen Pennywise play this live. It is phenomenal.
It always is. And, you know, the entire crowd sings along. And I know that every time I hear it in the car, I sing along as well. So it's time for you guys to sing along on this Monday. It's Bro Him with the Bro Him tribute by Pennywise and Rock 102.1 KFMA. Just sing a song takeover. All right, let's see. Let's see here. It's live.
Troubled friend, present, past and beyond. Though you weren't with us too long, that was the most precious thing we could lose.
While you were here, the fun was never ending.
I know. So love. And of course, Pennywise still doing their thing. So,
Oh, yeah.
And just off that song, really. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, the entire legacy of Pennywise might come down to that song. What's your second favorite Pennywise song?
Fuck Authority.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that one's
So
good
Fuck
too.
Authority and Bro Him, I think, is probably
right.
the two.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. But it's the bass line and the oh. I mean, when you're there, and I've seen them perform that song live probably like half dozen times. It is one of those like kind of church moments where you're like goosebumpy, you're all singing along, and that's kind of the power of music when you get that kind of like when everyone. I mean, that's the same reason why people like going to church. You know, they're all singing along songs that they know, and you kind of get that feeling.
Well, I mean, like every time I go to a concert or anything, and like everybody's got their hands up or middle fingers in the air, fist pumping, and everybody's hey. Like I'm like, this is my church.
Yeah,
this is my church 100%.
Right. Well, speaking of your church, usually if you're at your church or you're experiencing a shared moment together, it's one of those positive experiences.
Mm-hmm.
But at this Bebe Rex, you know, I don't know how to say her last name. Because it's a top 40 artist. Yeah, her name is Baby Rexa. I think. Well, this happened to her at her show. It did not end well. So she's performing, and all of a sudden, somebody threw something from the crowd towards her, and it hit her right in the face. Check this out. Boom. Like, oh,
Ow.
That's an iPhone.
Is it an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yo.
It's not a bottle of water.
Wow. Somebody was willing to give up their $1,200 phone.
I know. It's not good. So this happened at a concert. See, a lot of people are oblivious to what just happened, but she was just like, oh my God, like immediately, what the fuck just happened? So she got hit. She got hit so hard, you know, she ended the show, obviously.
Yeah.
But this was her immediately after. She got 3 stitches.
Oof.
Yes, 3 stitches. And here's what she had to say about it.
I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling all right.
All right, so she's in good spirits, but they did find the guy who threw the phone because, you know, everybody's recording at a concert nowadays. So they were able to like track him down and go, no, I sent you an invite to come in and air things out. Okay. And I want you to, as an adult, like, let's discuss this together and then have Weirdo and Todd moderate, because I know that we're both in the wrong in some areas. And there may be some areas that we don't understand of each other, but I want to resolve this and make this friendship, you know, a positive experience again. All right. Or unless you could just write in the text, fucking done for good, then you write that and walk away. But till then, yeah, no, this is real. I really want to be able to get to the bottom of this and air out our grievances and do this on the podcast broadcast stream. All right. And is it not fair to air? This is, again, still reality radio. I'm not airing out all my grievances on the air right now. I am just saying that there's an issue that we both have. We're both actively disliking each other. And we need to get to the bottom as to why and how we can move forward positively, right? Straight up. And that's how it is. You were part of this show for, since the very beginning. You're a fixture on this and you're still on the station. And I think we both deserve to be able to hear each other out and move forward in a positive way. And yeah, I completely derailed my entire show to make this the number one priority. And I'm not even upset about it. Like, I want to be able to resolve this because this is weighing on me heavily and I'm upset about it. I'm upset that I'm losing my friend, and I'm upset because I feel slighted. And I understand you feel slighted as well, but I want to know why. And I want you to hear me out as well. And then I want our streamers to help us out here because this should be worth trying to resolve. Because if not, you don't want an enemy in me, and I don't want an enemy in you because we still are in a close orbit together. All right. And I don't want either one of us to even concentrate any of this negative energy towards this because it's a waste of our potential. We have better things to accomplish here, and we don't need to distract even 2 minutes of that hating each other. And I'm not threatening you. This is the comments right now. I'm not threatening you. I'm asking you to let's talk it out straight up. And I'm talking to Powers directly on the podcast broadcast stream. I am inviting you to come onto the stream and let's air this out, and we'll have Todd and Weirdo moderate it. And I want to resolve this today. And I want to move forward in a positive way, in a positive direction. And then that way we're cool because I want to be cool and I want nothing but the best for you. And I'm trying to let you know that, but we keep on butting heads. And right now it's petty. All right. So let's work it out. Yeah. And that was on there. It is what it is, man. Like, how I do things around here, and I'm not threatening you. I'm saying it's detrimental to both of us to waste that energy, and we're not doing it off air. We tried doing it off air. That doesn't work. We need to resolve this right now. We should talk about it right now. And because honestly, I definitely want outside opinions on this for both of us to be able to see, where each other's coming from. Because I don't think you're seeing where I'm coming from, and I'm definitely not seeing where you're coming from. And when we discuss this privately through passive aggressive text messaging. Manny, let's see. So Manny said, yes, work this shit out, go your separate ways or hug each other. Otherwise, you're going to lose folks. Well, if we lose we lose folks, win them back, we win them back, whatever the case, it's definitely, again, something that's been on my mind and taken up too much of my time, to be honest. I do feel taken advantage of. I do feel not appreciated. And that's where I'm at right now. Today's morning moron went like this. On Tucson's Rock Station, Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's 6:16 and time for your morning moron. Let's do this. Now, there are plenty of ways that you can get sent home early or leave work early, right? If you were to try to leave work early, what would be your go-to?
I mean, my stomach hurts.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling good.
There you go. Like fake sick. That would probably be the number one answer on the board if we were going to do a survey says on this. I'll tell you what not to do if you're trying to get sent home early. Do not have your friend rob you at the store to get sent home early. This is what a guy named Isaiah Jones did on Monday. He used to work at a gas station in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I say used to because he's definitely fired for this. I mean, I didn't get an update, but I'm pretty sure they didn't take him back.
Right.
At the very least, a written warning, right? Now, on Monday, June 5th, he texted a friend and basically asked her to rob his place so he can go home early. He's like, hey, come through, bring your gun, rob me, tell me, give you all the money in the register, get some extra cigarettes while you're at it, take some booze if you want. All right? Then I'm going to play victim, call the cops, and then cry to the owner and be like, I got to go home, man. I just got robbed.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense because you got to stick around and give witness report. And
I mean, you're right about that. It could very well prolong the day. And this is why, I mean, so many different layers of Morning Moron, Isaiah really effed up here and was being an idiot because, he definitely could have extended his day off the clock. There's lots of things that could have went wrong. But, I mean, the reality is it's very simple to kind of crack this kind of case right now. He didn't actually ask her to do it by herself. He told her to find someone to rob the place, and so she did. She recruited another friend named Steven, who looks like a tweaker, who showed up with a note and said, "Give me all your money or I will shoot you." Okay.
Mhm.
Now, Steven and Isaiah's actually both have the same last name, but they're not related. It's just a weird coincidence and stupidity. Now, he left with a bunch of cash, but the cops did track him down and arrest him 3 days later. And when he got arrested, he then snitched. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
As of course
Both
he
of
did.
them were ratted out. They arrested the girl the next day, and then they arrested him when they found text messages on the phone. They say they arrested Isaiah last week, and all three are now facing charges. I got mugshots that I'm going to show on the podcast broadcast. And to summarize again, you're like, well, look, we all have our days where we want to just kind of, call it a day and go home early.
Right.
Be like Weirdo, fake cramps if you're a woman. If you're a guy, fake diarrhea. Those are your two go-tos, okay? Committing a felony should not be on your list.
No.
And for that reason, Isaiah's here is today's morning one. All right, reading this through, and I get it. Some of you guys don't like the drama. Some of you do, and some of you joining the stream just for it. I get that as well. Again, I'm just trying to air it out, and let's get to an understanding and move forward. Anthony said that Powers and Beef work great off each other. Powers has brought a ton to the show, and in that time, he grown and he does a different type of audience that can't have the Beef Vegan Presents content. It has to be respected. To that, I understand as well. And I said there are issues that, what is that? Hold on, that's the BB Rex, I think, playing in the background. Has that been playing this whole time? Oh, no, that's me. I played that. That's how out of it I am. Where's that music coming from that I'm playing?
In the music beds.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you just got to go your separate ways, which is fine, but that always sucks, and even so, in that situation, there's a better way to depart and go our separate ways in a more positive way. I don't feel like we've reached that. I think it's grown contentious, and again, I do feel, I don't know. I feel a little used. I've been through this before though, and then again, maybe it's. Look, I'm 100% self-aware that this could be a me issue, and I'm fucking mental. There's 100. That's a reality for sure. And don't mistake this. I am good at this because I am somewhat mental for sure. But also I have to bite my tongue over and over again. All right. Let me show you something that pissed off Andrea today. Speaking of which, and this is ridiculous. Andrea is going mental on my Instagram page. And it started with comments on the Hawk Blocker post. So she was another one who didn't get the jokes, supposedly. But she wasn't like talking about saving the raptor birds. She just was talking about the rapture. I mean, she was off. She was on one for sure. And she got super pissed at me and said that I'm HIV positive for sharing this post from Fun, which I thought was funny. And it's this. I mean, Fun even pinned it at the top. So she's happy with it. It's somewhat of a little parody. You'll get the joke at the end, but here's how it went. Check it out.
Magical hands, nature's hands. These are tools that are given to you by nature. What will you do with them?
Hand jobbing. You didn't see that coming, did you? So these are tools given to you by nature. What are you going to do about it? And that's Ann McKenzie, the founder of the jobbing movement. So, my hands go to... So that was funny. And then, I get angry. So to top it all off, like fucking Andrew's like one of my hardcore listeners, right? I mean, she's obviously on one. She's a little nutty, but that's why we love her, right? And I mean, I got a shit ton of messages from her, but it started with, "Are you all serious? What the fuck? You got the HIV plague for real, though, vegan. How do you all get so lost? I'm disgusted with you. What the fuck happened to you guys, right? And I'm like, what in the hell are you even talking about, Andrea? And then she's like, I keep seeing things that you are posting and what you guys find funny, and it hurts my feelings. And I'm like, well, I can't help you on that. You're talking about the hawk blocker thing. I'm just sharing Fun's video, which I thought was funny, and I'm just like supporting a friend. That's what I do, right?
Yeah.
You just share the things that you like, and that's it. And I'm like, oh my God, now I got the HIV plague. I'm like, that's internet talk. She's definitely on the dark web. But I'm like, okay.
Let's say I've never heard it put into that way of HIV plague.
Well, because it's not like a rational way to put it, you know. I mean, it's obviously crazy talk, and hopefully she does all right. She's obviously not feeling well, is the best I could assume. I'm assuming she's not feeling well. Doesn't sound like she's feeling well. And then there's more that I can't even read because it's like a novel. And I unapologetically, because again, I share things I find funny, nothing that's hateful, hate-based. You know, that's it. That is it. And nothing that's politically motivated. You know, I do a pretty good job in spotting that, even though it does get difficult because some things are cleverly politically motivated when you think it's not, but it actually is. So I do a pretty good job of spotting that, not sharing that, no matter what side of the aisle, and, you know, and everything else. But I don't know. You know. But the weekend was good overall.
Mine was fantastic. I was outside. It was good.
I still have invitations. How do you like it now, Todd? Did I resolve it and then make it better? The invitations are still out. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I don't give shit. You know, I want this resolved, and I don't care. And trust me, we will survive this, you know. And as another thing, I was like kind of, I've been personally offended a couple times. Like, you know, like, the distancing and be like, oh, you know, old ladies don't like your show. I'm like, okay, well, it's not written for old ladies, so that's fine. I'm not going to take that as an insult. But then, you know, I told Powers not too long ago about the ratings, and then the way he acted was all like surprised and indignant, like, oh, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a different reaction, or did you think that you're not on the show anymore, and then everything will nosedive? Because you're putting in all this work, like I don't understand, you know. Yeah, you showed up, and that was good. That was half of it. There's another half. Now I'm airing out dirty laundry, but you know, there was a lot of our issues just really stem from not seeing eye to eye on work and on our work and what I needed at work. So.
I mean, to be fair, I'll give you this perspective. Like your reaction to Powers with telling him the ratings and stuff, you definitely have some assumptions there.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I look into stuff like that, you know, body language, reaction, and stuff like that. I completely am in tune with, and I pay attention to a little too much. Maybe it's a Scorpio thing, and I'll overthink it. But yeah, you know, based off like I learn a lot more about what you don't say than what you actually do say, and it's how you say it, and you can tell in a lot of ways what people are thinking transparently. And that was one of those situations where, transparently speaking, I was just like, man, that was offensive and comical at the same time, because like, come on, you know who's fueling this ship and whose plan it's been from day one. You know, like there hasn't been anything. We're on 2 seconds. I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be positive. I positively tell you that I hope you guys all had a good weekend so far with a lot of stuff. The Margarita Championship went down over the weekend. That looked like a fun time. It looked like Chef Ken, Dante's Fire, like turned some heads with his margaritas and food pairing. Devin Sanders from Zia Pepe represented as well. I saw people in the comments thinking he should have won. And people are just drinking the margaritas all night long. And that's a fun festivity that's going on. The next time you can see Chef Devin and Chef Ken compete against each other is going to be Iron Chef, which is happening in July. And I'm stoked about that because it's going to be at Casino, Arizona. I had a blast last year. I was partying with Powers, and we just, you know, laughing and drinking and having a good time. Then you just, I'm going to be there. Maybe Rico will show up. I don't know what your plans are, weirdo, but you should. Can you hang out with me at Iron Chef?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'll buy some gold shoes. It'll be okay.
Can you wear a cape too?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It'll be rainbow.
Okay. Well, then I think we're gonna make it. It's gonna be okay. All right, clear. I know. That's how we do that. I'm serious about the cape, though. I mean, you're gonna look fantastic in it, and it's gonna be good. So the gold shoes, though, I'm not necessarily a fan of the gold shoes, even though I have seen in real time people stop in their cars just to ask him about his shoes. This has happened several times that I've been around him, so it's not like a one kind of thing. I think it happened literally 3 different times, 3 separate occasions. I think they were all Mexican women too, oddly enough. Yeah. Like one was literally like crossing it into Gallus. The other, we were at the carniceria. I mean, it was a weird thing. But they stopped, first asked if, we spoke Spanish, said no. And then in English, where did you get those shoes?
Yeah, on average, our outings, no matter which partner I'm with or just with all my family, like I usually get stopped about something because I wear platforms.
Yeah.
I make myself so tall in those. But yeah, about my hair or my outfit or whatever.
There was something I wanted to show you that I should have sent to you, but it was a post that went viral a couple months ago. Somebody photoshopped Croc Martens. So
no, don't you dare.
Yeah, I swear to God. And they actually didn't look too bad. Those Croc Martens.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people send me the goth platform Crocs, and I'm just like, no, thank you. Right. I don't care what little button things I can stick on them.
Yeah. I mean, and you could put all your like punk rock band buttons on there.
Or little bats.
Little bats on the Croc Martens. I wish I could. You know what? Let me see if I can just Google it or just search it in the Instagram. Because you got to see them.
Croc Martens.
Croc Martens. But actually, before we get into that, I do have other videos I wanted to share with you that I haven't got a chance to get to yet. Viral videos that were pretty funny. Like this woman versus the seagull. Looked like something straight out of a movie. And this woman didn't win, by the way. Mind you. This happened. Okay.
Where you get the goose?
Yeah, it could be a goose. By the way, it's raging, and she's just like, the guy's like, "Oh, what's happening? You need help?"
Let me almost hit you with my car.
No, it's coming. He gets in. Then the goose gets in there. And the guy jumps out of the car. Did you see that?
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so fantastic. So let's replay this one more time. So a woman's just walking. Goose is like, "Where are you going? Get out of here. This is my turf." And then all of a sudden, just starts going after the woman. She's like, "What the hell's going on?" Right now, out of nowhere, this guy comes up to save the day. I don't even think this guy knows her. Just sees that she's getting attacked by a goose.
Or maybe her Uber.
Maybe. But then the guy's like, "What's happening? You need help?" She's like, "Yes." She's like, "Get in the front seat." Sure. And then the goose gets in. The guy immediately jumps out and falls on his ass. Nobody fucks with an angry goose or duck.
Oh my God, I got in the car. That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Croc Martens.
Let's see. No, I want to talk about this on this forum. A lot of our conversations were on this forum. The majority of our conversations, to be honest with you, if you want to clock the hours, we talk more on this stream than we have off the stream. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to resolve this together as a community and also have outsider perspective. That's how it is. So your hope that you're just throwing out now is not anything that you've said. So I told you I was going to send you an invite today. I'm telling you, I'm going to send you an invite tomorrow, and I'm going to send you an invite Wednesday. Join in. Let's talk it out, make it happen. And this is how, we'll air it out and be men about it and move forward. Again, I'm telling you right now, I know that I'm in the wrong in certain things. And I feel like there's going to be certain things that I did not know that I'm in the wrong, but I don't think you're hearing my side of it either and perspective. And I think you need to hear me out too, because I have a feeling that you might consider yourself wrong in certain scenarios. It's possible. Nothing is impossible. You want to do it in person like men? Then come into the studio in person. like a man at 9 o'clock hour. Join the podcast. We'll talk about it then. You could do that. If you want to do that, I'm saying that right now. Let me know in the comments. I did this madness. I think you did this madness too, though. I think and it's been instigated. So we're at that point where this is what we're talking about. Again, this is all part of like our relationship on the air is relatable to the people who've listened to our relationship on the air. And again, I'm not going to be the person who is just going to ignore your existence when you move on. That's just not the way it's going to be. And we can't square up and get it over with. We're both corporate employees, right? So there are adult ways to handle this that won't involve lawsuits and terminations and all that other good shit, right?
I mean, what about Jello wrestling?
Yeah. I would win in Jello wrestling. I'm pretty good. And you're doing that this weekend?
I am.
Is it this Saturday?
It is this Saturday.
Where at?
Slaughterhouse.
Where is Slaughterhouse?
Granton I-10.
That's right down the street from my house.
It is.
Kind of. My old house.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse. Okay, so they usually it's only open for Halloween, but now it's open in the summer for whatever reason.
Slaughterhouse rents out, like they do Mardi Gras there. Like I've seen all kinds of events there throughout the year.
Okay.
So Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation, Fred and Monique will be on Wednesday to talk about it, and it raises a lot of money, like close to $50,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Now Powers is saying June 24th on there. Is he hosting this event?
No, it is being hosted by I can't remember her name. She's amazing.
Okay.
Beautiful drag queen. She's done it for almost the entire time.
All right. So this is an annual thing?
Yes.
Okay.
They were off for COVID, but this is the first year back.
Yeah, okay. And this is the first time you've Jello wrestled?
Mm-hmm.
At all.
I'm so excited.
Right.
It's gonna be really sticky.
Okay.
Yes. It's going to be me and my girlfriend. We're going up against each other.
Right.
Yes. Reno Gannon is her name. That's who's hosting it.
Okay. Nice.
My internet just gave out.
Okay. So yeah. And it looks like Powers already interviewed them. So when they come in Wednesday, people will hear it. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I've known Monique for years who's going to be coming in to do this. So, and then Fred is the organizer of the event. He's been super awesome. And there will be a web page up for me to be able to raise money. So everybody can donate to that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm all for getting naked and wrestling in Jello for a good cause. I hate doing it for a bad cause.
I mean, just wear a tasteful thong. Don't be completely nude.
Okay. Is that what you're going to do? To taste the thong? Or are you going to wear, you guys know what you're going to wear? Is it going to be bathing suits?
Not yet. We are getting that all planned out this week.
I feel like
it's probably going to be a bathing suit.
And is this going to be judged?
No. So you have to, you can't go above your knees and you just wrestle together and then it's pinning. 3 seconds.
Okay, so Weirdo's talking about she's going to be Jello wrestling her girlfriend at Slaughterhouse this Saturday for charity. Now, are you guys going to go into this WWE style where you're going to agree on a winner and loser ahead of time?
No.
Okay,
absolutely not. So my girlfriend actually did wrestle in high school with boys.
Right.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
So
she's one of those.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I'm so
She's going to put you in a chicken wing. And she's going to make it to where you're not going to be able to tap out. So you're going to need to blink in a way where people could come in and intervene and save your life.
Help me, or I'm just going to suffocate in Jello. It's going to turn into a snuff video real quick.
Now, I know you guys have been living together for a while, and every now and then people in relationships, they're at odds and may want to, might harbor some hidden resentment that they might use that energy in a wrestling ring. Are you concerned about that at all?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm going to be concerned about how turned on I get because I like to be manhandled.
Okay. So. All right. Yeah. Well, you definitely got that going for you. And I'm excited about that as well. And we're going to film it and everything too, I suppose. So Wednesday, we're going to have those people in from the organization. Mm-hmm. It's for a good cause. And of course, Jello wrestling. And then we'll find out how we're going to get tickets for this. And
correct.
I mean, I didn't have plans this Saturday, but now I do.
Yeah.
I got to see this and I got to film it and I got to put a reel together and I got to post it.
So yeah, and let me do a correction here. So 30th Reno Gannon Memorial Jello Wrestling Extravaganza. So they've done this for 30 years, and it's the drag queen Lucinda Holiday is returning this year.
Met Lucinda. Yeah, mm-hmm. I know Lucinda well. And Mecca said, "Are you selling the thong after the event? Because this is a good way to raise money."
Rick will have the highest bid.
He'll finance it.
You gonna buy me a new car, Rick? Let's go.
Right. So, I mean, that is not a bad idea. So, are you going to think about selling the thong after the event just in case somebody wants memorabilia? Because I know a lot of people, after they leave a fundraising Jello wrestling event, they're always like, man, I wish I had something that I could show for years down the line.
I need a memento. All right, that's it. We're going to open up an auction next Monday morning.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll do it here on the show. Why
auction
not?
Off. Yeah, absolutely. Now Anthony's going to start buying Jello as well. And it seems like a thing. You
know what? I've been on national TV swinging around panties. Did I ever tell you this?
No, that doesn't surprise me, though. Was it on Peacock?
No, It was on TLC.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we had to learn about you swinging around in panties. Is that clip on YouTube by chance?
I don't know. I need to find it. But yeah, when we were on TLC's 4 Weddings, one of the weddings got wild. I was doing shots of Fireball with the bridesmaids of the other bride, and they did this like search and find game, and a grandma handed me her Spanx.
Really?
Swinging them around.
All right, and well, now I got to see it. I'm kind of picturing it and stuff like that. But and then were you chubbier back then? Because you're in great shape right now.
I was a little bit bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
Still cute.
Okay.
I just had curves.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan of curves.
But yeah.
All right.
Now I got the guns.
Well, we'll make sure that we try to find that video for me so we could play it on the podcast broadcast on Wednesday. Something to look forward to, as well as finding out more information when you can join that event and check out Weirdo Jelly Wrestle her girlfriend.
Yeah.
We got to wrap up the show. Before we leave, it's time for your beef tip. If you're feeling tired this afternoon, you could skip that third cup of coffee because all you have to do is stick your head in the freezer. Yeah,
okay.
Neuroscientists say this is a great hack, especially later in the day. It wakes you up by activating your arousal system, but it won't keep you up at night like an afternoon cup of coffee.
Okay.
So my beef tip to you is if you're feeling tired before reaching for more caffeine, just stick your head in the freezer. That's an actual tip. And I got jokes here, but I have a feeling that there's no joke that won't turn into like a personal jab or attack. So I'm just going to end it there. That's the way I'm feeling today. But tomorrow morning, Rico's going to be in studio. We'll continue to do our show and give away tickets from and WVH. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. Because I'm an immature little bitch. That's why. And sometimes I can't let shit go. And maybe I will. But I do appreciate you guys sticking me out through this process and being honest with me. So this monster doesn't get out of hand.